And welcome to my channel. If you are new, please like, please subscribe and stick around for my mama life journey. Today I am talking about my baby boy, who is my third baby boy, starting solids, and he is turning 6 months old. Nearly said weeks. 6 months old. So I currently have Hunter, who is 3.5, Blake, who is 2, and baby Ashton, who is turning 6 months, like I say. So all boys, 3 boys. So this time around, baby Ashton is going to be doing pureed food, which I like to steam and cook my own fruit and vegetable purees. And he's also going to do the baby led weaning, which I haven't done previously with my other 2, but I'm going to give it a go this time. Recommend 6 months old. If baby's growing well, which baby Ashton's been on exclusive breastfeeding this whole time, he's been more than happy, sufficiently growing, so we've just left it till 6 months this time. No hurry at all to start any earlier. So like I say, pureed food and baby led weaning. So yeah, I'm just going to show you over 1 whole week of him trying and tasting new foods, and just a few tips and hints along the way that can help with you maybe starting your little one for baby led weaning, or ideas for foods on purees if you're making that at home.
Lightning strikes by my window, hits my chest right in the morning, like a warning. Could have slept here for...
Okay, so a few signs and signals that I could recognise to tell me baby was ready for starting his solids was that he's quite capable and steady with holding his own head up to feed in this position. Also, if we were feeding near him or eating near him, he'd try to take the food out of our hands. Also, if the spoon or food came past his face, he'd like to open his mouth and thinking that he was receiving the food. And also, if he had been fed sometimes, he still showed that he might have been hungry not too long after that. I'm just going to start with offering a small amount of food and then slowly progress into a bigger size portion. So just 1 meal a day to start with. And this is just him taking half a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons maximum. Don't put any great expectations. Now this is the baby rice organic cereal that I like to give him, along with his steamed and sliced pureed foods, depending on what he's having. Here he's having the baby rice cereal, and there I am steaming some apples for pureeing and also for slices for the baby led weaning to try. Now when you give baby a new food, they recommend that you should let him taste and try it over 2 to 4 days. So introduce a new one, maybe, well I do, every other second day, just to let him get a true taste and investigate it. Now by baby spitting this out, he's telling me he does not want any more.
No.
So just in case he's not really getting enough with the baby led weaning and the chunks of food, that's why I also give the puree. So he's actually swallowing quite a bit and getting it down as well to fill his belly. So here I am steaming the carrots, and then I like to use my NutriBullet to blitz it up nice and fine. And then I have the 2 little bottles that I will store this in the fridge for up to 3 days. Now when I'm going to heat this, a good way is to use the kettle and fill a half-sized ramekin with boiling hot water and sit this inside for a minute or 2 just to warm. Now I keep breast milk in the fridge, just this little bottle, expressed milk. It can last up to 3 days as well, and I just use that just to thin down the vegetables or fruit. Here he is trying his broccoli floret, and he's actually sucking all the juice out of this. He really enjoyed the broccoli actually, and he just munched and munched and munched it until it started to break down here. Now don't be fooled. Make sure that when you are fully finished feeding with baby that his mouth is clear, because quite often they're not. They do hide little bits of food in the side of their mouth. Here he is eating a little bit of the cheese toast as well. So he's sucking on these and breaking them down. Here he is eating that broccoli. So it's quite a big chunk in his mouth. He's laughing at his brother here and sucking on this broccoli floret. So he is breaking it down in his mouth. It's disappearing. He's doing a bit of a chewing action, which is good. So if you do baby led weaning at home, just remember that you do not need to add salt, you do not need to add sugar to foods. Babies do not need this. Oh, he says, "Peekaboo, what's hiding inside my mouth?" Oh wow, that was a big piece. So yes, use my magic bullet here. Here's some nice peaches I chopped up for him to try. Pureed and in slices as well. He found this a little bit tricky. It's a little bit slimy, but he persevered and got there in the end. So yes, if you are doing fruits and vegetables for baby led weaning, just take the skin off it also. Big choking hazard, as I said. If you're going to give grapes and cherry tomatoes, remember that these nice round circles can fall straight back into the throat, the esophagus, and block the airways. So not really recommended at this young age for those. If you are, maybe cut them in half. It's a little bit less of a choking hazard. This is a classic example of the gag reflex here. This pureed carrot is not quite pureed enough. It's still a little bit chunky for him. Or I could actually add a little bit more of the breast milk or hot water to thin it down a bit. I like to keep my phone handy on me if my partner's not home, just in case I do need to make an emergency call for any reason. I feel a little bit safer and make sure it's charged up. Now, as you saw baby there, that was twice. He just showed you the gag reflex. Sometimes he might be able to bring it up in his mouth, or it might be a little vomit out. So again, I use the breast milk just to mash up these bananas. And also, if you don't know what the gag reflex looks like compared to choking, have a look on YouTube at a few videos and just familiarise yourself before you start the solids journey with your little one. Have you had a nap? Boo! Who's hiding? It's boo! And helpful for you, please like and please subscribe. Give it a big thumbs up if you do. And I'll be seeing you next time in our next video. Bye bye.